Hello everybody, I'm TheSweetBro27 and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So this is part 2 of me making a worldwide download celebration character for each of the Brolys that we've seen, having Super Saiyan Broly from the first movie. This is the legendary Super Saiyan Broly from Broly the Second Coming. In a couple days we'll have Bio Broly from the Bio Broly film, and then we'll have full power Super Saiyan, or full power legendary Super Saiyan Broly from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. So if you haven't seen part 1 where I make Dokkan Fest, Super Saiyan Broly, and Banner Unit Paragus, go ahead and click off this video, go watch that, and then come back and watch this one. So for this Broly, I'm gonna be completely honest, the Second Coming of Broly movie, Broly does not do shit in legendary Super Saiyan form. Like, genuinely, he fights for, I think it's literally 2 minutes before he does his big gigantic meteor attack. Like, he he does nothing. Like, he fights Gohan a little bit, then he transforms, and then Gohan goes Super Saiyan, and then literally he just grabs Gohan's arms and he just puts him in like a deathlock and then throws him, and then he gets tossed into lava, and then that's basically it. So finding animations was kind of hard for this one. I had to go to the Dragon Ball video game. So for when it comes to his super attacks, all of them are going to be from the video games, or where the clips are going to come from. So let's go ahead and just get started. The character name is A Nightmare You Can't Wait from Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. It's going to be an STR LR. Very much so like the other STR LR Broly, which is also from the Second Coming Broly. That's the one that everyone knows from World Tournament. So this one is basically just going to kind of replace him because he's been out of the market for a while. For leader skill, Inhuman Deeds is going to be the 200% category. That way the Broly and Paragus that we made last week would be able to fit onto this guy's category. And just really quickly, I'm going to show you a recording what the team would look like. Just keep in mind that the two more units would be added onto it, or 3 I guess. It would be this Broly, and then the Broly and Paragus we made last week. So this is what his team would look like. So upon first glance, his team doesn't look to be all that great, admittedly, but I have some suspicions that the actual worldwide download celebration is going to be Super Saiyan 4 related, and we'll get a Super Baby 2, hopefully. Because I love Super Baby 2, he needs a Dokkan Fest. But he needs a Dokkan Fest, not a Dokkan Fest LR, so maybe not. But when we do get a new Super Baby 2, he would be on there. All the Rosés and Goku Blacks were on there, so when the Int Dokkan Fest gets his his Easy A, and when the LR Int Rosé gets his Easy A, we already had the SDR Rosé, although he's not too great. You have the Golden Friezas on there, and then again, all the Brolys that we've made and that have already previously existed. So for his 12 key, I called it the Bloody Lariat, but from the clip that we got, it's from Tenkaichi 3. I think they call it the Gigantic Crash, I think is what they called it. Nevertheless, it's going to be a melee super attack that will greatly raise his defense for 1 turn and cause colossal damage to the enemy. And really quickly, this is what that animation would look like. They actually called it the Gigantic Hammer. So that would be his 12 key, the Gigantic Hammer. And then his 18 key is going to be the Omega Blaster, which will just raise his attack and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy. So I guess I should go ahead and get this out of the ballpark here now before I even really mention the passive, because if you're looking at just what those super attack effects are, you can probably guess kind of what character I was basing this off of. But when I was making this character, I based him basically off of 3 characters. The LR Tech Broly, the Banner Unit TN that just came out, and then Final Form Cooler. And you'll see a lot more of that in his passive, but I wanted this guy to be like a big attack stacker that you can put into slot 2. And yeah. So this is just, I just found like a 2-second clip of what an Omega Blaster looked like, but I'll go ahead and show it anyway. So for his passive skill, it is Bring Me Kakarot. He gets 3 ki and 88% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets an additional 100% attack and defense on super attack. He launches 3 additionals, each with having a medium chance of becoming a super attack. He launches a guaranteed super attack against 2 or more enemies, or if 2 characters belonging to the Inhuman Deeds category are attacking in the same turn. So if you have this guy in slot 3, and then the 2 units we made last week in slot 1 and 2, he's guaranteed to do whatever you get his ki for. He then has his 3 additionals, and then that. So there is a chance he can launch 5 super attacks in 1 turn, depending on your luck. And then after that, he gets an additional 1 ki and 8% attack and defense with each super attack performed, up to 11 ki and 88% attack and defense. So this guy's going to be kind of a monster when it comes to the offensive capabilities, but I kind of like those, not when a full team is full of them. Like, I do love Final Form Cooler a lot, and I like his team a lot, but I also like his team a lot because I have LR Golden Frieza and the Tior Golden Frieza. You can just pop those guys into slot 1 and then just have the coolers, and slot 2 do everything else, and then you have like your Tecton Imba, your EZA cooler, your King Cold, or whoever else you have in that final slot, just kind of helping support the team. So for his links, I kept them very similar to what the Tech LR is, except with a couple of changes when you'll see in just a minute. So he has Sand Warrior Race, which is just attack plus 10%. Sand Lineage, which is 2 ki and attack and defense plus 5%. Now this guy I gave Berserker because I could justify getting rid of Berserker from the original movie Broly, because that Broly kind of talks, and I just didn't want him to have that link, and I wanted him to have big bad bosses. This guy, he just screams Kakarot throughout the entire movie. He is more Berserk, I would say. Because in the original Broly movie, he was just more like evil incarnate. Like, he just wanted to be a menace for the sake of being a menace, like when he blew up that planet, or when he killed his dad. I wouldn't say that was him being like Berserk on a rampage. This guy, yeah, I can't really argue against the fact that he should have the Berserker link, despite how terrible it is. Which is 30% attack when HP is 50% or less. Like, it's a good buff, but how often are you going to reliably be under 50% HP and just like not die before you get to this guy's attack or whatever? And then he has Super Saiyan, which is 15% attack. Big bag bosses, because again, all of my Brolys will be having big bad bosses. I don't care. They should all have them. Which is 20% or 25% attack and defense to both stats. Fierce Battle, which is 20% attack. And then Legendary Power, which is 15% attack when performing a super attack. So almost, I'm pretty sure every single one of his links is giving this guy attack. He is going to be doing so much damage, especially with this active skill that I gave him here, which is Evaporation of the Earth, which is just the gigantic meteor. Sometimes they give them cool names, sometimes they don't. I wanted to get this kind of a strict restriction, so it can be performed when HP is 66% or less, starting from the 6th turn from battle. Because again, you know, Broly's the devil, everything had to do that. Or if he performs 8 super attacks after performing 8 super attacks. So, like, as you see in his passive, if we go back up here, he gets 1 ki in the 8% attack and defense with each super attack performed. It's not attack, it's each super attack performed. Because, again, he can launch potentially up to 5 supers in 1 turn. Because you have the one that you get from his ki. So, at the start of turn, if you get 19 ki, you'll be launching your 18 ki. Then you launch 3 additionals, each with a 30% chance to become a 12 ki. And if you have 2 other Inhuman Deed category allies attacking the same turn, or if you're fighting 2 or more enemies, that is a guaranteed 12 ki right there. You can even throw in your Hidden Potential. If you wanted to give this guy full additional, I would probably give him full crit. But if you wanted to give him full additional, you could potentially get up to 6 super attacks in one go. So after, you could potentially do this from, if you had him on turn 1, the soonest you could do it would be, what, turn 5? Because you had him on turn 1, you could do 4 super attacks. Turn 3, you could do 4 super attacks. And then turn 5, you would be able to drop it. So you'd be able to drop it a turn sooner. And if you're getting all those 18 keys, that's just adding extra attack to it. So he will greatly raise his attack temporarily and cause ultimate damage to the enemy. And then for the rest of the turn, he will be super effective against all types, which will just make him even much more of a powerhouse. I really focused in on wanting this guy to just kind of be damage, and not really caring about the defensives. Because I wanted to have each one of the Brolys play a different role, which will be a spoiler alert. I'm going to make BROLY the most defensive character in the game to give that unit some sort of value. But we'll get to that when we get to that. And then here for his categories, he has Resurrected Warriors, Movie Bosses, Pure Sands, Transformation Boost, Full Power, Exploding Rage, Target Goku, Revenge, Inhuman Deeds, Planetary Destruction, Legendary Existence, and Power Beyond Super Saiyan. So originally, I actually had this guy leading Movie Bosses instead of Inhuman Deeds, which I thought would have been a major mistake because this guy is objectively better than Final Form Cooler. So because Final Form Cooler also has like the 200% to Movie Bosses. So I figured if I gave this guy just the outright 200% to Movie Bosses, it would kind of push away Final Form Cooler and the rest of his team, which I didn't want to do because I didn't think that would be healthy for like the game. So I did decide Inhuman Deeds, which even though it probably makes this BROLY a little bit worse, and like you would never want to run 2 of him like how you would want to run 2 Final Form Coolers, I feel like this guy would make a great addition to any team. And again, even still, you could make it work with having both Golden Friezas in slot 1, this guy's in slot 2, and then, I don't know, you could have all the other Brolys on slot 3. So you might be wondering what we're doing now, because Carnival banners, to my knowledge at least, have not had a like designated banner unit to them, like how like a Dokkan Fest would have a banner unit. So I took it upon myself to make an easy A for the Tech Super Saiyan BROLY here. And I'm going to, I have my computer pulled up in front of me as well, so I can read the card's original. So yeah, so I have the Dokkan wiki open up on one side of my computer, and then I have the where I made this on the other, so I can read both kind of at the same time, so I can compare and contrast my easy A. So originally this guy leads Resurrected Warriors category, 4 key and 130 to stats, or Extreme Tech 4 key and 100 to stats. So I changed it so that he's now 100% 50 leader to Resurrected Warrior and 120 to Extreme Class Tech. Then for his Bloody Smash, which is his 12 key, originally it would only cause colossal damage and lower enemy defense. I gave him for 1 turn attack and defensive raise and cause colossal damage to the enemy while still lowering defense. And then the Eraser Cannon, I gave it the raise attack and defense, cause mega colossal damage and greatly lower enemy defense, when before it just did the mega colossal and lower enemy defense. So I just gave him a little bit of extra attack and defense when he attacks, super attacks that is. So let me, again, I'm just moving all this around. This probably does not make for the greatest of content, but that's fine. Did anybody else watch the TikTok where I promoted this? Because I actually was wondering about that. I'm going to promote this one too. This will be coming out tomorrow from the time I'm recording it. So there'll be a TikTok up tomorrow, which, I mean, today is the 5th. So again, if you haven't checked out the part 1, go check out part 1. But his passive is Devilish Crash. So originally it was, he got no key at the start of turn, so I changed that. So at the start of turn, he gets 3 key and attack and defense 88% at the start of turn. That's not even in his passive. And then attack and defense plus 99% when performing a super attack, plus an additional 55% attack when performing an ultra super attack, launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies, key plus 1, an attack and defense plus 15% to all extreme class resurrected warrior category allies attacking the same turn, self-excluded. And then he transforms when conditions are met, which is on turn 4. So I'm looking at the things I added. I gave him the 3 key and the 88 to stats at the start of turn. I gave him an extra 9% on super attack and an extra 5% on ultra super attack. And then I added making him a support unit, because I figured this guy's best role would be for him to be a rotating unit in slot 3. Because, I mean, you look, originally he's not getting stats from his super attacks. He has very low stats in his passive. His links are very good, though, however. Or I guess for at least being, like, attacking-wise. It's Prepare for Battle that I took off of the other BROLY for Berserker. Hold on, really quickly, let's go back to that. But I took off Prepared for Battle for big bad bosses, because this guy was in ice. He was not prepared to fight, to do anything. And that is why I gave him that link instead. Oh my god, I just realized I completely forgot to show you what the active skill evaporation would look like. I got it from Tenkaichi, or not Tenkaichi, Budokai 3. So I know this is completely random, all out of order. But we're gonna watch the animation for what the evaporation of Earth would look like. Well, I say that is embarrassing, but I mean, everyone knows what it looks like, you know? Everybody's seen the movie, or at least played a Dragon Ball game, but yeah. I could re-record this whole thing, but why would I do that? I should maybe script these. I mean, they are scripted, but I'm just rambling about my own ideas. But yeah, so that I gave him, he still has Berserk. I don't think he should have Prepared for Battle, but that's whatever. So he has Berserk, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And then he has basically all the same categories as my custom LR, except he has Super Saiyans because of this form. But once turn 4 hits, you then get this guy, which is the Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY. Gotta pull it up on the Dokkan wiki. So for his, his leader skill or nothing changes. But his 12 key, which is now the Omega Blaster, will raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause colossal damage to the enemy, and lower enemy defense. And then the Gigantic Meteor greatly raises attack and raises defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage, and greatly lowers enemy defense. So I just gave him on his super attack, I gave him the greatly raises attack on his 18 key, and then raises defense on both, and then normal raises attack on his 12 key. So his passive skill, which is the Devilish Siege, is 3 key and 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Guards all enemy attacks for 1 turn from first appearance, so on turn 4 when he transforms, or if you get him on an off rotation on turn 5, he will guard for that 1 turn. He gets an additional 101 attack on super attack, plus an additional 66% on an ultra super attack, launches an additional with a medium chance of becoming a super when facing 1 enemy, launches a guaranteed super attack when facing 2 or more enemies, 2 key, 20% attack and defense, and 5% crit chance to all resurrected warrior category allies attacking the same turn, self-excluded. High chance to guard all enemy attacks in slot 3. So in his base form right here, it's only extreme class resurrected category allies gets that little boost, but when he is in his Super Saiyan, legendary Super Saiyan form, it is just all resurrected category allies gets that. And I figured, again, I wanted to give him the guard because in his base kit, he is just an attacking character. And that's not really... I mean, resurrected warriors themselves don't need this, you know what I'm saying? So I figured giving him some sort of support while also being able to support the other Broly that we made, I felt like would be a good idea. I know it's kind of minor support, but I didn't want him to be good at attacking, good at supporting, and good at defense. I would say that he is very good at attacking. I mean, the chance to guard after he super attacks, because again, he can do some good damage right there. Damage, this guy's gonna be fine, but you know, damage. Every character in the game can do damage at this point. He would be good for finishing off though, if you had the other Broly in slot 2, this guy in slot 3. He is almost a perfect linking buddy, and then if the one that I made was just a sliver of health, this guy would be able to finish him off potentially. That's why I feel like slot 3 would be best for him, and high chance to guard. You'll see why I gave him a high chance to guard here in a second, but let's go to his active skill, which is Kakarot, which can be performed after transforming. That just gives him full ki and 48% attack for 1 turn. I added that he guards for guaranteed guard for that 1 turn. So, and then his links stay the exact same, I believe. Yeah. So the role I really wanted this guy to do would be having him be able to help his own team. Because Resurrected Warriors, let's pull this up on my computer. I'm going to look at it. It's a pretty weak category from what I remember. Yeah, it has Golden Friezas on it. It has this Broly. We got the new Dr. Wheelo is on it. But other than that, there's really not a lot of strong units on here. I mean, you have Tech Ultimate Gohan. Oh, look, Bio Broly's on here, so I'll have to add Bio Broly to this category. So, boom, more Bio Broly support. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock's on here. Majin Vegeta's on here. Heart. The Super Saiyan 1 Bardock. Yeah, other than that. So he would be able to help this team because a lot of this, I mean, there are some like really defensive units on this team, like the Golden Friezas and Majin Vegeta. And then you have like, and I guess this whole team is basically defensive now that I'm looking at it. Like the characters you would want to run, you would want to run like this guy, both Golden Friezas, Majin Vegeta, Tech Ultimate Gohan, and then the Super Saiyan 1 Bardock. That's 6 units right there. And 5 of those 6, their whole purpose is to purely be defensive. This guy would be good for that team being offensive while still supporting in slot 3. And I feel like he would be able to help the Broly that we made quite a bit as well. But that will do it for this video. So we have just the pretty good at everything supporting Broly, who could probably get cooked by super attacks, but would be able to eat normals very well. And then if he's guarding and you had a good turn, he could probably do the same. And then we have our GOATs, A Nightmare You Can't Wake From Legendary Broly, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you thought this was cool. Down in the comments below, let me know, would you summon for this guy? Like if you saw between him and this guy, if you had the Carnival banner on this side and this guy on the other one, he comes with a package, so you would also get this Paragus, or have a chance to get that Paragus. Which banner would you summon on? Like if this was part 1, they dropped both today, and you had 1,000 stones, which one would you be spending that 1,000 on? Would you be doing it on the Super Saiyan Broly here, or the one that we talked about today? I would probably do the other one. I would probably go for the Super Saiyan. I think I like his kit a little bit better, even though it's just because of the standby. I think is really cool, and having a chance to get this Paragus would be nice as well. But yeah, let me know what you think. Tell me if you like my units. Tell me if you hate my units. Did you like the Easy A that I did? There were a lot of questions you could ask. I would love to start getting comments on my channel. I don't really get a whole lot of interaction here. I mean, I do on my Twitch. My Twitch is where I'm really able to like communicate with people, I guess. But I would like to start figuring out how to motivate conversations on my TikTok and on the YouTube here. So if you have any suggestions below, let me know. But I'm TheSweetBro27. I have a TikTok, a YouTube, and a Twitch. All the links will be found in the description below. If you enjoyed, share with a friend. Or, you know, If you have any suggestions of how I can improve these in the future, definitely let me know as well. I'm just a little guy trying to make it big in the world. But that will do it for this video. In a couple days, we'll have BROLY, so look forward to that. Again, he's going to be the best defensive unit in the game, I promise you that. But until next time, this is TheSweetBro27, and I am signing off.